But you said this is based on a real guy, of course.
Yeah.
You went to London?
Welcome to Watch Mojo, and today we're looking at the funniest moments from Jimmy Fallon's time on both Late Night and The Tonight Show.
Well, Doctor, I remember it like it was yesterday.
Number 20. The evolution of mom dancing with Michelle Obama. During her time as First Lady, Michelle Obama led the Let's Move campaign, encouraging parents and children to stay fit. As part of its promotional run, she danced it out with Jimmy on Late Night. The performance takes viewers back as the pair pays tribute to mom dances across previous decades. Getting in full character, Jimmy channels his inner soccer mom while Michelle supports his act. Some old hits like the hip bump and the Pulp Fiction delight the audience. But eventually, it's clear that Michelle's got the better moves, and Jimmy has to step aside to let the First Lady own the dance floor. This act was so popular that we got another duet 5 years later, where Mrs. Obama channeled her inner Jimmy Fallon. Number 19. Wheel of Impressions with Ariana Grande. We've yet to see a Wheel of Impressions that doesn't have us laughing in hysterics. This challenge involves singing nursery rhymes. Ariana Grande's imitations of various artists might just be the best. The songstress inhabits each singer's mannerisms down to a T. It's as if we're really watching Christina Aguilera give it her all for a round of Wheels on the Bus. The wackiness of the challenge's premise increases the longer it goes. We'll give Jimmy credit for keeping up with Grande. By the end, we're treated to a flawless duet between Grande as Celine Dion and Jimmy as Sting. Honestly, where's that Grande Fallon album we've been waiting for all these years? Number 18. Matthew McConaughey and Hugh Grant swap iconic movie lines. If you're from the 90s and 2000s generation, then Matthew McConaughey and Hugh Grant will always be your rom-com leading men.
Did you guys ever know each other before this movie?
No, and not on it either. We had no scenes together. So we've really just met.
The actors delivered hit after hit in the genre, immortalizing certain words for generations. They finally starred together in The Gentleman. But since they share no scenes together, the pair treated fans to their most iconic lines while on The Tonight Show. The twist? They had to utter the others quotes. McConaughey, in all his trademark charm and spirit, does the best with Grant's line from Love Actually.
Who you got to screw around here to get a cup of tea and a biscuit?
However, the funniest moment arrives when the latter delivers McConaughey's most popular quote with as much mock resentment as he can possibly muster.
All right, all right, all right!
Number 17. John Travolta with John Travolta. When you think of John Travolta, you think of singing, dancing, and a whole lot of style. Jimmy got the best of Travolta all in one, as the performer channels his greatest characters in a Travolta-off.
We'll perform a small part from that movie or show the best we can, and at the end we'll decide once and for all who is the better John Travolta.
With Jimmy playing along, the two imitate various characters like Grease's Danny Zuko and Pulp Fiction's Vincent Vega.
You know how it is, rockin' and rollin'.
We also get a humorous reprise of Travolta doing Nick Cage doing Travolta in Face Off. And the actor doesn't miss a step. Travolta and Jimmy then trade insults a la Vinnie Barbarino from Welcome Back, Kotter in a deliberately hammy take on the character.
Hey, why don't you take a couple of days off and go hang gliding? It's good weather for it, no wind.
Plus, it wouldn't be Travolta if he didn't bust out his patented moves. which he and Jimmy used to close out this entertaining segment. Number 16. Emotional interview with Robert Downey Jr. Few people possess as much effortless charisma as Robert Downey Jr. The actor shows his ability to tap into a range of emotions in this amusing skit with Jimmy. The two have a back and forth with such random scenarios that the laughs flow in abundance.
Let's see how emotional we can get. It's time for an emotional interview.
Starting with annoyingly philosophical attitudes, RDJ and Jimmy shift to wildly contrasting framing devices.
Well, knowing is something that's very particular to the soul. To know is to understand. The question is already answered in its asking.
From fishing for compliments to staring around smelling bacon, we can't handle this level of goofiness.
I didn't know if it was going to be a little tight or if the fit was going to be good, or I wonder if the tailor did his job or not.
The fun thing is, I guess I'll just have a head of hair for the rest of my life. I don't know.
The pair's chemistry works wonders each time, captivating us no matter what emotion they're portraying. Even the silliest premise can be a hit when you've got such talented actors at the helm.
Bang, there it is, Lamborghini. What does that feel like? You know?
Is that a kind of, oh, that's sausage?
Forget Oppenheimer. This performance should have gotten RDJ his long overdue Oscar. Number 15. Daniel Radcliffe raps. Who knew Hogwarts offered rap as an elective? Where else would Daniel Radcliffe have learned to bust a set that would put Death Eaters to shame? A few years after the final Harry Potter release, Radcliffe performed an incredible rendition of Blackalicious' Alphabet Aerobics.
Official amateurs aren't at all amazing. Analytically, I assault, animate things. Broken barriers bound in by the bomb beat.
With Jimmy as his silent hype man, the actor goes through each letter of the alphabet.
Operation, opposition, off, not optional. Out of sight, out of mind, wide beam and obstacles. Perfected poem. Powerful punchlines, pummeling petty powder puffs in my prime.
Radcliffe kicks things up a notch the further he goes, belting out lyrics with magical accuracy as his performance heats up.
Universal, unique, untouched, unadulterated, the raw, uncut. Birth by sports, victorious, valid. Violate vines that a vein make him vanish. Well, my word with a wise worst mix, just weeded up words, weaving up, I'm a worship. Xerox, max, radiation, old, accessory, X, height, letter, 6 telephone tones.
For Harry Potter fans, this segment brings out a side of the actor we didn't know before. If nothing else, it's funny to learn that while Radcliffe might be British, his rap voice is American.
Come on! Daniel Radcliffe!
Number 14. Morgan Freeman's helium voice. Freeman has played too many iconic characters to list, but their common denominator is his voice.
Through the wormhole with Morgan Freeman.
Oh, I'm sorry. Excuse me. I apologize.
His soothing yet commanding voice is familiar, yet Jimmy found a way to put a fresh spin on it. With 2 balloons at their disposal, Jimmy and Freeman have a conversation in their helium voices.
Do you ever want to go to space?
I really shouldn't be doing this.
While hearing them vocalize this way is certainly comical, their contrasting attitudes makes us laugh.
Some people just have voices like this, so you're actually making fun of those people. See? I told you.
Jimmy is clearly giddy at the prospect of sharing this moment with Freeman, who looks completely done with the former's antics. Freeman's deadpan delivery only amuses Jimmy further, and Fallon can barely contain himself by the end of the segment. To be fair, neither can we.
I'm never coming back.
Number 13. The Saved by the Bell reunion. As much as we love classic 90s sitcoms, many of them have a noticeably cheesy quality. To its credit, Saved by the Bell was more self-aware than most shows.
What's up, preppies? Well, Slater, for your information, I was just about to ask Jimmy here about the big Valentine's Day dance. Oh, you guys are going together? That's so cute.
This was still evident when the cast reunited for a throwback segment on The Tonight Show. It's as if no time has passed, as the actors embody their roles exactly as they did during Saved by the Bell's run. Jimmy also looks like he's having the most fun, living out one of his dreams to be part of the cast.
Listen, you and I have to talk. I'm pregnant.
Complete with everyone's catchphrases, trademark behavior, and that solid 90s charm, it is a lovably wacky segment that needs no laugh track to be funny.
Hey guys,
Friends forever?
Friends forever!
Number 12. Slow jamming the news with Barack Obama. Michelle isn't the only Obama to jam it out with Jimmy. Months before the end of his second term as president, Barack Obama appeared on The Tonight Show. Simultaneously a farewell and a humble brag, Jimmy and President Obama musicalized the latter's legacy in office with a valuable supporting performance from the Roots Tariq.
And I, too, would like to slow jam this noose.
Hit me 8 times!
Jimmy and the President's lyrics and delivery mine a lot of humor from the setup.
It's been an honor and a privilege to serve as your president over the past 8 years. When I first took office, our nation was facing one of the worst recessions in its history. Since then, we've added more than 14 million new jobs and lowered the unemployment rate to under 5%. Through the actions of my administration, we were able to stimulate the economy and get our country back on track.
At the time of this segment's release, the presidential election was on the horizon, providing some well-timed zingers toward the Republican candidate that got big laughs from the audience. When it comes to bucket list items, Jimmy definitely got to tick one off with this unusual duet.
Now, Mr. President, since you're here, I gotta ask, have you been watching all the election coverage this week about Donald Trump?
Number 11. Roller coaster ride with Kevin Hart. Fun is guaranteed whenever Kevin Hart visits The Tonight Show, mainly because Jimmy finds a way to scare Hart each time. Notoriously averse to anything risky, Hart is forced on a roller coaster ride.
But they scare me sometimes.
I don't like them.
You do not like them?
I don't like, you know damn well I don't like no roller coasters, Jimmy.
It goes just about as expected, with the comedian screaming his way through the entire thing. Not exactly having the heart of a lion himself, Jimmy joins in as well. The latter gets a hilarious surprise when the bug smacks him in the face. Not that Hart notices or cares. Just when the comedian thinks it's all over, Jimmy surprises him with another round, much to Hart's horror.
We're gonna go again.
We're gonna what?
One more time!
No, here we go!
Stop playing, Jimmy! No!
Speaking of horror, Hart and Jimmy delighted fans with another scare-filled adventure 2 years later with a trip to the Blood Manor haunted house. Number 10. Jimmy interviews Khaleesi. Jimmy rose to fame as a member of SNL and made close friends with some pretty famous names along the way. So it's always a riot when an old castmate makes an appearance on his show. Things get particularly giggly when the queen of awkward comedy herself, Kristen Wiig, sits down for an interview.
Now this is one of yours?
Yes.
This is one of your dragons?
Yep, this.
And how many,
Yep.
What is, does he have a name?
Carl. Carlicia.
Carly?
A recurring Tonight Show bit sees Wiig pose and interview as a famous character. The only problem is she knows nothing about them.
Favorite article of clothing?
Long skirts.
Favorite greeting?
Hi.
Favorite vacation spot?
The West Elm of the Shore.
Here, Kristen dons hair extensions, royalty-inspired dress, and a shoulder dragon to become Game of Thrones Daenerys Targaryen, hilariously stumbling through questions about Ms. Stormborn. Her answers are way off, but at least they have us on the floor laughing.
What are your hobbies?
I play the mandolin.
I did not know that.
Yeah.
And what do you do for fun besides dancing and playing the mandolin?
I do spells on people.
like a witch type of thing?
No?
I don't know. Sure.
No.
Sure,
I
you
also
can.
tell jokes.
Number 9. Jimmy has his ear pierced by Harrison Ford. If one thing holds true, it's that Jimmy Fallon is up for anything if it makes for an entertaining show.
Sit down. Oh my gosh. I can't believe this. Oh my gosh. Already I'm freaking out. What's the worst thing that could...
In a moment from late night he'll surely never forget, Jimmy throws his body on the line, handing Harrison Ford a needle to actually pierce Fallon's ear on television.
There was supposed to be 2 of these. This is a topical anesthetic. There's supposed to be 2 of us, but...
Why are you doing it?
The brilliance of the sketch lies in its balance of honesty and showmanship. Fallon is quite clearly legitimately scared, shaking and sweating profusely, while Harrison is as cool as Han Solo, torturing Jimmy and playing up to the crowd.
Did you forget something? What are you looking for? What did...
This was your first choice?
That's my hearing?
Okay. How does it feel?
Fallon, ever the entertainer, manages to make a few jokes throughout his surgery. Well, between the tears.
There's a pair. Do you want to go for the other side?
No.
Number 8. Bradley Cooper and Jimmy can't stop laughing. Even in weakness, he can still bring the laughs.
Anyway, went to London, went to see his bones, and it was amazing, but... Segue. Anyway, the bones,
We can't use that. We'll cut this out. I know we're talking about the Elephant Man's bones. Wearing these hats. Oh, I'm sorry. We gotta reset.
In what should have been a pretty standard interview, Jimmy sat down with Bradley Cooper to discuss his role in the Broadway show The Elephant Man.
I did actually.
You did do a lot of research. Yeah, but it's a tricky role.
Because it's based on a real guy, Joseph Carey Merrick, who lived in the late 1800s. Died at the age of 27.
There was no game setup, no performance or sketch, but there was one catch. Each wore a football fan visor with silly wigs attached.
I won't look at you.
All right, don't look at me.
Yeah. We got it.
All right, we got it. This is this is based on the truth.
Should we take them off?
I'm sorry, we should, wait, well then we can't, continuity.
Oh yeah, no, the continuity.
Despite their best attempts to get serious, neither Cooper nor Fallon could get over the ridiculous gear the other sported, breaking down in giggle fits throughout the interview.
But you said this is based on a real guy, of course.
Yeah.
You went to London?
Number 7, Ill, with Seth Rogen and Zac Efron.
Everyone, and welcome to Ill. I'm Sarah, and if you're wondering, that's S-A-R-A with no H, because H's are Ill.
Can someone tell us why Zac Efron is so attractive even when he's dressed up as a teen girl? Actually, we'll get to that in a minute. One of Fallon's most popular recurring sketches is Ill. He's had stars like Taylor Swift test her acting chops. And while Ariana Grande had a particularly fun appearance, none tops Rogen and Efron.
My mom gave me her credit card, so I stopped by Starbucks on the way here.
Ew, what did you got?
A venti soy cinnamon dolce creme frappuccino.
You even got what, crumb?
Ew, of course.
As usual, Jimmy is fully committed to his character Sarah, but the hilarity comes from Rogen and Efron. Rogen, stuffed into an ill-fitting dress, sees his chest hair and thick beard proudly on display, while Efron, channeling his High School Musical days, fits the role perfectly.
Brittany, have you been listening to any good music?
I totally have. There's this one song that I just cannot get out of my head. It's called Turn Down for What?
Oh my God, I love that song!
I love that song too.
Then let's stop talking about it and let's listen to it.
Yeah.
Let's do it.
Turn down for what? Turn down for what?
Yeah? Well, maybe, but they do take a side-splitting selfie.
Group selfie!
Oh yeah, tell me.
Together?
Yeah.
Okay.
Number 6, Whip My Hair with Neil Young and Bruce Springsteen. Jimmy is a man of many talents. More than a jack of all trades, he masters them too. Among those talents are a great ear for music, an extensive arsenal of impressions, and a penchant for creativity.
Hop up out the bed and turn my swag on. They know
In this performance, under a strategic lone spotlight, Jimmy dons a hat, wig, and jacket, taking the stage as Neil Young to sing a folk rock-inspired version of Willow Smith's Whip My Hair. Jimmy's impression is spot on. The song is impressively orchestrated, and the crowd loves it. Fallon ups the ante when halfway through the performance, Bruce Springsteen, the boss himself, joins Jimmy on stage to finish up the song. We only wish they would have whipped their hair.
You gotta whip your hair.
Number 5. Jimmy Fallon blew a chance to date Nicole Kidman.
I don't know if you remember this, but we met before.
Oh, I remember.
During a Tonight Show interview, Jimmy and Nicole Kidman decide to recount the story of how they first met. As Fallon would soon find out, his version of the story and Kidman's were quite different.
I just remember I liked you, and he was like, not now. I'm married now. But he was like, oh, well, you can meet. To Jimmy, the story begins innocently with a friend telling him he was bringing Kidman to Jimmy's apartment, but Nicole quickly asserts that she had a crush on Fallon and that she actually viewed the meeting as a date. So Rick, our mutual friend, says, you know, Jimmy wants to meet you and you can go over to his apartment and da-da-da-da, and I'm single, and I'm like, okay, yeah, cool.
Wait, what?
Yes!
What are you talking about?
Yes!
Did I date Nicole Kidman?
Sure.
Did we
so
go
I
on a date?
over though.
This moment is hilarious because Jimmy clearly had no idea she was interested in him, realizing it right there during the interview.
I swear, and you didn't talk at all. And so after about an hour and a half, I thought, he has no interest. This is so embarrassing.
Had no
and I
clue
kind
at
of
all.
left and went, okay, no chemistry. And then I was like, maybe he's gay.
Blushing and laughing, Fallon realized he blew a chance with the beautiful Academy Award-winning Aussie.
Well.
So tell me, Jimmy.
Well, Doctor, I remember it like it was yesterday.
Number 4. Point Pleasant Police Department with Bill Hader. Like Kristen Wiig, Bill Hader is another friend from Jimmy's SNL days.
We've known each other for a long time.
Yeah.
But even longer than Saturday Night Live. We were actually in a TV show together. Do you remember this?
Yeah. Oh, yeah. No, it was a cop show, right?
They must have a close relationship because there's no way Fallon could have talked Hader into this outrageous sketch otherwise.
Oh, we found a clip.
No.
Let's take a look at me and Bill Hader in Point Pleasant Police Department. Look at this.
The premise is simple. With an 80s cop show as the setting, Jimmy and Bill take turns cramming their mouths full of food before spraying each other with the chewed up bits as they come up with every excuse to emphasize the projective letter P.
Morning, Preston. Morning, Pete. You in pain? Your palm's covered in plaster. No, yeah. I was pruning my petunias. Accidentally punctured my pinky.
Childish? Maybe, but it keeps you laughing from start to finish. Each takes pleasure in preparing final blows, while the other just has to stand there in nervous anticipation. It is a perfectly presented piece of playful prop performance.
Capiche?
Number 3, the Tight Pants song with Will Ferrell. This recurring sketch may be one of Jimmy's strangest, but with Will Ferrell in tow and Jimmy's commitment at 100%, the Tight Pants song and dance gets the laughter rolling.
Pants, I got my tight pants, I got my tight pants on.
Unbelievably goofy, Ferrell comes out, plastered smile on his face, dressed in ridiculous 70s attire, boasting about the tightness and popularity of his white pants.
Everyone in town loves my tight pants. I got my tight pants. I got my tight pants on. People wouldn't lie about my tight pants. I got my tight pants. I got my tight pants on.
Jimmy joins in on the jingle a few moments later, similarly praising his tight white pants. The duo soon spirals down into a battle of words over whose pants are the tightest and the most talked about. And in classic Will Ferrell fashion, things get serious.
Now you listen to me, you sick son of a bitch. I don't know who you are or where you came from, but I'm the only one in this town that can wear tight pants. You got it? I will end you.
Farrell's deadpan humor is top-notch, leaving the audience, but somehow not his pants, in splits.
I guess I'll find a new town.
Everybody's talking about my tight pants.
Number 2, lip sync battle with Emma Stone. A large contributor to Fallon's success as a late-night host has been his viral fame. He has a knack for creating content that takes the internet by storm, and no sketch captures that more than his lip sync battles.
My first song is from a little lady named Iggy Azalea. And the title is Fancy.
While it was special to see Jimmy, lip sync battle executive producer Stephen Merchant, and A-lister Joseph Gordon-Levitt duke it out in a wild three-way fight, it's his battle with the wonderful Emma Stone, which has over 75 million views, that dominated the internet. While we've come to expect the best out of Jimmy, it was Emma that killed the game with an all-out rendition of DJ Khaled's All I Do Is Win. Just listen to her go.
Ludacris going in on the verse, 'cause I never been defeated and I won't stop now. Keep your hands up, get them in the sky for the homies that ain't making it, my folks locked down.
Before we continue, be sure to subscribe to our channel and ring the bell to get notified about our latest videos. You have the option to be notified for occasional videos or all of them. If you're on your phone, make sure you go into your settings and switch on notifications.
Number 1, History of Rap with Justin Timberlake.
I said a hip hop, a hip it to the hip it to the hip hop, and you don't stop.
Between his tenure on SNL and his ongoing run as a late-night host, Jimmy's best friendship with music superstar Justin Timberlake has served up some amazing skits. But none seems to get a crowd roaring with laughter more than the duo teaching the history of rap. Fallon and Timberlake's chemistry is uncanny and in sync, like, well, in sync.
God, Becky. Look at her butt. I like big butts and I cannot lie. You us brothers can't deny. When a girl walks in with an itty bitty waist and a round thing in your face, you get.
The two choreograph each song to roll right into the next and bust out dance moves to fit the mood.
Yo, 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 yo. Yo, 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 yo. Yo, 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 yo. Woo! I got you on the check.
Biggie, 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 can't you see? Sometimes the words just hypnotize me.
With the Roots playing each hit live in the room and the Fallon Timberlake All-Star team performing, Jimmy keeps an endless stream of laughs coming whether it's on Late Night or The Tonight Show.
I'm just so fresh so clean.
Which Jimmy Fallon show moment had you rolling on the floor laughing? Let us know in the comments.
And that's how it's done.
Did you enjoy this video? Check out these other clips from WatchMojo and be sure to subscribe and ring the bell to be notified about our latest videos.